Welcome to this explainer. If you're as obsessed with automation as I am, you are going to absolutely love what we're looking at today. We are talking about a massive, game-changing leap in how we build systems. Imagine if large language models could actually build, test, and edit your n8n workflows directly, like literally doing the heavy lifting for you. We're not just talking about generating some code snippets that you have to figure out how to paste later. We're talking about a direct, hands-on integration. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with why this update changes basically everything, cover the absolute prerequisites, and then I'll walk you through setting up Claude Desktop, Claude Code, and OpenCode. And finally, we'll look at where to go for community support.
Section 1. The end of JSON copying. A completely different league of automation.
I want to kick things off with this quote, right from the n8n engineering team. When they were asked how well this new Model Context Protocol, or MCP, connection actually works, the consensus was literally, I haven't manually built a workflow in weeks. I mean, I know that sounds almost too good to be true, right? But once you see how these tools are built into this new MCP, you'll realize they really aren't exaggerating. It's a total paradigm shift.
The leap forward here is just incredible. Think about the old way of workflow creation. You'd ask an LLM to generate workflow JSON, and then you'd have to tediously copy and paste it into your instance, crossing your fingers and praying there were no errors. Well, the new MCP integration? The team wrote a completely new workflow syntax and SDK optimized specifically for LLMs. This means the agents can directly verify schemas, create data tables, pin data, and even test the workflows themselves. The whole thing just dynamically builds right into your instance. It's a real game changer.
All right, moving on to Section 2, getting started, the prerequisites, what you need before you build. Okay, so the absolute most crucial prerequisite here is version 2.18.3. For literally any of these amazing agentic workflow features to actually function, your n8n instance absolutely must be updated to version 2.18.3 or higher. So go ahead, check your instance settings, and run that update if you haven't already.
And hey, here's some fantastic news for everyone watching. This incredibly powerful MCP connection, it isn't locked behind some crazy premium enterprise paywall. No, it works on all n8n plans. Yes, including the free Community Edition. So, whether you're running a massive business operation or you're just kind of tinkering on your home server, you have full access to start experimenting with this right now.
Let's hit Section 3, setting up Claude Desktop, the simplest path to agentic workflows.
So in early testing, Claude Desktop, specifically when utilizing the Opus model, has proven to be an absolute powerhouse for planning and creating these workflows. And the setup is beautifully straightforward. Step 1, open the Customize or Settings tab in your Claude Desktop app and navigate to Connectors. Step 2, search for n8n and click that plus button. For Step 3, you're going to bounce back over to your n8n dashboard. Click the Settings cog down on the bottom left, find Instance Level MCP, and just toggle that on. Finally, Step 4, copy your server URL from those settings, paste it right back into Claude, click Connect, and authorize the redirect. Boom, the whole shebang is connected.
Now you might be thinking, what about security? Because you're giving an AI access to your workflows, you absolutely need guardrails. I highly recommend configuring all your read-only tools to be auto-approved. This basically lets the AI analyze and read data rapidly without pinging you for permission every 2 seconds. But, and this is absolutely crucial, you must maintain manual approval for your right tools. You know, the tools that create, edit, or delete workflows. This makes sure you always have the final say before the agent makes any permanent changes to your setup.
Section 4. Advanced Control, Claude Code, leveling up your terminal agent.
Now, if your Anthropic plan gives you access to Claude Code, you might actually want to pivot to a terminal-based setup. Let's just define what we mean here really quickly. A coding agent is basically an AI tool that's given a designated folder on your computer, which grants it access to work directly within that specific file system's environment. To get started, you simply create a dedicated folder on your machine. Maybe name it something like n8n Developer, and then you just let the agent operate exclusively inside of it.
So coding agents rely on system prompts to know what rules to follow, right? And they read these rules from a simple markdown text file inside that designated folder. If you're using Claude Code, your system prompt goes into a file named claude.md. For other coding agents, the standard file name is usually agents.md. And honestly, the best part? You can be completely lazy here. Just ask the agent itself to create its own system prompt file and populate it with your baseline preferences.
Section 5. Connecting OpenCode safely. model-agnostic workflow building. Remember, n8n's MCP connects to almost any coding agent out there, not just Anthropic's tools. And a fantastic alternative is OpenCode. What's so great about OpenCode is that it's completely model-agnostic, meaning you can choose whichever LLM you prefer under the hood. Now, because there isn't an official shiny button for it like you'd find in Claude Desktop, the setup happens directly via files. But it's still incredibly simple. You just paste the setup prompt into OpenCode, telling it to configure itself, then hop over to your n8n settings, grab the configuration JSON, and literally paste it straight into the agent.
Right, so after feeding it the JSON, you have to securely provide your access token. Step 1. Paste a secure token command into your terminal. Step 2. Wait for the prompt asking for the token to actually appear. Step 3. Copy your access token from n8n and paste it right in. Now listen, pay close attention here. You will not see the token appear on the screen when you paste it. I promise that is totally normal. It's designed that way to keep your token secure from prying eyes. Step 4. Press enter, restart your agent, and there you go, you are fully connected.
All right, Section 6, Community Feedback and Future Builds. Where to go from here?
Look, if you follow these steps and you hit a snag or encounter any connection errors, please don't panic. The n8 development team is actively watching the official forum thread regarding this MCP release. I highly recommend heading over there, because you'll already find a list of common fixes for those pesky early bugs. To test your initial connectivity, I'd suggest building a very simple sample workflow. Something like a basic webhook trigger connected to a set node. If you run into limitations, or if you just have some awesome feedback on your test, definitely post it in the forums.
Which brings us to the absolute most exciting part of this explainer. Now that your coding agents are safely wired up to your n8n instance, what will you build? We've really just laid the foundation today, but this is only the beginning. I encourage you to get out there, start experimenting, push the limits of what these agents can generate, and just get comfortable with this whole new syntax. And keep an eye out, because in a future explainer, we're going to actually build some complex, real-world projects using this exact setup. Until then, happy automating, and I'll catch you next time.